thanks for the mad faces, because for every mad face that you sent me, I get $2. So keep on sending the mad faces. Christina Dobbles, I don't need a cash cow. This is not what this is all about. This is all about, I've been reading the comments and stuff for the last couple of days. I've really not said too much. I just tried to stay under the radar and just let somebody else dig their own hole. Man, I love all them mad faces. Keep sending them. It really helped me out. So I wanted to let everyone know that I'm going to do a live tonight, and I'm going to address a lot of questions. This whole thing is going to be, this whole live tonight is going to be about asking questions, you asking questions, me answering them. If they're stupid, I'm not answering them. This is going to be your only night to ask your questions, whatever it is that you're wanting to ask, because after that, this is going to be a concern about the Whittakers. Love all the mad faces. Keep sending them. We're just not, I'm not going to placate to the horse shit everybody's putting out there. So tonight at 7, you can ask any question that you want, and I'm going to answer it. But after tonight, you're not going to get no more questions from me, because moving forward, like I said, this is about getting the Whittakers home. This is about doing the right thing. Love the smile faces too. I make money off of those also. Keep on doing it. So, I guess that's it for the day. Let's head to the lawyer's office. You folks have a good day. See you later.
Hey everyone, it's 7 p.m. I know I'm not Patrick. I said he was going to come on and be live tonight. It's not to do that, and just want to let everybody know that we're not going to actually do a full live tonight. But what I do want to do is, well, now here comes that videograms thing. I got to figure out how to get that off of there. We talked about that today. He's not doing videograms. That thing pops up automatically. And anyway, I do want to let everybody know that we had a very productive day today. There was notice on there saying that there's not going to be a live. Originally, Patrick was going to come on, and there was going to be some discussions and that kind of thing about some people that have concerns with Patrick. But we had a great day with a lawyer today, and he has recommended that we don't do that. And so we really got to follow legal counsel, because today was really kind of the first time we were getting legal counsel on how to bring the family back together again. That's our number one focus right now. It really is, and it's going to stay that way. I don't want any more controversy or any of those type of things. The family has been through enough. I spoke to Larry, Betty, and Kenneth today, and we were they were all just coming back from the lawyer's office, and we learned a lot more than what we did. It was really a real important part of this whole piece. A lot of things were, looking at real estate and trying to find out what options were out there for dwellings, and try to understand what's going on with the evaluations that are going on, and what the state is doing, and the status and the well-being of Lorraine, Timmy, and Ray. And we're confident that they're under good care, they're together, and we're going to work as fast and as hard as we can. It's going to take a while. I mean, this is an uphill battle. This is not going to be easy, and we're going to do that. So what I want to do, though, is I'm just going to tell you tonight that we're not going to have any controversial back and forth, that kind of thing. That's getting old. We've been doing a research on staying. I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. We're not accepting donations. I was very clear about this yesterday, and then it showed up on some forum that was, I don't even know how it got on. There was a couple things that weren't even true. Some of the stuff is getting so blown out of proportion that it's really kind of backfiring. They're taking things that are happening and being said here, twisting them around, and it's wrong. And so we got to find a way to clean that up. So we've discussed reformatting the show, and I think that that's what's going to happen. We're going to try to reformat it so it's a little more legible. Some people are having a hard time, I think, understanding it, because they're twisting things around. People have been asking about fundraisers. At the right time, we'll let you know. What's real important is we have to find a way that everybody's comfortable working with that. And that's going to require a detailed budget, so everybody knows exactly what the money's for, where it's going, and that the money is safe and will be spent on those items, that kind of thing. We just don't want any question about anything at all. It doesn't matter what you do. There's going to be those that are very optimistic and very helpful. And then there's going to be those who are very skeptical and want to know about this and that. You'll never hear them say they want to help the Whittaker family out, but they're worried about what somebody else is doing. We don't want to deal with that stuff. That's just getting old. That's childish. I personally want to share with you some of the things that we've been working on in the past, so you know what's been going on. It's not really behind the scenes things. We were going to surprise Timmy with the guitar package that we've talked about in the past. This guitar package is a special program put together for a guitar that I had donated for Timmy by Gold Tone Instruments. And we have a device called Chord Buddy that he can actually make chords with one finger. I'm going to demo that for you tomorrow. Let's just do that. We'll make it fun tomorrow. And here, let me show you something else here that goes along with that. Look at that. That really needs to be on that gentleman. The plan was Friday to give him that with the guitar. It's a beautiful guitar. It's really nice. And we're hoping we still can do that. So we hope to have information on visitation by Tuesday. Again, the meeting with the lawyers it really went well. We're very much more informed than we were before. A lot of it was sit around and wait. We just didn't know what was going to happen. I've never been through anything like this before, and I know the family was just devastated. So it was sensitive on their side, but we just couldn't help but, just thinking about Ray and thinking about Lorraine and Timmy and what they're going through right now, being away from their family and going through what they're doing in their limited way, that they can communicate with each other, but they can't communicate with people outside. Now, Betty understands what they're saying. It looked like Patrick was doing well with understanding it. And Kenneth and those guys, I mean, they hear it, they pick up on more things. And the longer you're around them, the more you can kind of find out about what's going on. So anyway, let me see. I just seen a post there. I want to see here. Patrick needs to come out. That's more that's childish. Listen, we're not going to do that stuff anymore. All right, let's talk about the Whittakers. If you guys wanted to deal with that, just deal with that some other time, some other place. We're going to talk about the Whittakers and what we're going to do and the direction we're going in. So tonight's broadcast is going to be short and sweet, but we're not going to go to the negative side. We're going to stay in the middle here and let you know what's happening. That's all I got for you. I know some of you were hoping that we get on here and we just have all the answers for everything like that. And trust me, we want to have those answers too. We would be happy if we could get on here and tell you how everything is going to go and exactly when they're coming home. And they're not. You're just not going to see us come on here with all this information. I mean, we're trying. We're the only ones that's working on it. And so it's just going to go that way. Or, we could just let Betty and Kenneth and Larry work on that and watch it happen. I don't think anybody thinks that's a good idea. And I know they don't want to, and they appreciate the help. They need the help right now. They don't need to be worried about that as well. So your support is probably a little bit more important for the Whittakers, if anything, to get behind this thing happen. And I'm not a quitter. I know Patrick's not a quitter. And we're going to get that family back together if it's all possible. It's going to happen. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. What's important is the family right now. And that's going to be it. So you got a beef, want to take it somewhere else? Go right ahead, man. Do it. I ain't got time for it no more. Just don't. And our intentions are good. My intentions are great. I mean, I want to see this thing happen. Nothing would make me happier than to see that family back together again. My work will be done at that point, and you guys can start enjoying them again. But again, our lives are going to be different. There's not going to be twisting these things around. And I'll take the blame for last night. Maybe I don't deliver and speak clearly, and maybe I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I don't deliver the message very good or whatever. So I'll take that blame. But today I was so disappointed when all this stuff is twisted around and everything. I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding. There was a podcast, or not a podcast, it was a YouTube channel. Guy, I don't know who he is. This guy sounds like Larry the Cable Guy on there. The first 6 items he talked about was wrong. It was like, my God, you got to be kidding me. First thing he said was that I wanted everybody to, what was it? I told everybody to forgive BJ. I didn't say that. And anybody that was on there last night paying attention knows that that's not what happened. So let's not make things worse for the Whittakers, because that's what's happening. You're not hurting me and you're not hurting anybody else. I'm just here to help. I'm a volunteer up here to help. It doesn't bother me. What's going to bother me is if we can't get that family back together. So anything that you do is distracting and does that stuff, you're hurting the family. And, they don't appreciate it. I know I don't appreciate it. And, you can say whatever you want to say about me, but don't do that to the family. That's not cool. That's really not. And you folks out there that see that kind of stuff on posts, just remind them, let's just keep this about the family and let's get them back together again. That's really important. I mean, this is too serious of a situation to just sit back and try to poke holes in it and send around memes. There were fake memes going around today about Patrick, which really was kind of disturbing because he has a blue check mark. So if you're the Photoshop expert out there, you're forgetting to put the blue check mark by this picture. Just want to let you know that. So there's a bunch of bogus stuff going around. They forgot to put his blue check mark. Now that I said that, now it'll show up with that on that. But just thought I'd give you a little advice there. They're fake, and everybody picked up on it right away. They're going, no, he's verified. He's got a blue check mark by his thing, and they forgot that one little detail on there. They copied everything else, so they cloned that pretty good and did that, and then made some stuff up on there and started passing that around, and everybody just thought must be true. But anyway, that kind of stuff, you guys, if you guys want to do that, I can't stop you. But don't say bad things about BJ if you're going to be like that too. I mean, you're going to be abusive and hurt the family. Don't say bad things about her. I mean, I don't think I am totally against her abusing those folks. I mean, I never met her. I don't know anything about her. I've seen her on TV and I've seen her on the internet and that kind of thing. But if you're going to be abusive too, you got no room to talk. You have zero room to talk. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of this thing. And I think we're going to go live tomorrow. We're putting some things together. The attorney has some great ideas on how to present these things and keep this thing so it's foolproof. Nobody gets confused. We're going to talk slow. We're going to make sure that everything is like detailed. I'll try to have a written transcript if that will help keep some of this stuff from being just, I don't know, keep some of this disinformation down so it doesn't get misunderstood. That is a big problem. Be very careful when you do that. Before I go, please be very careful. If you take something I've said or somebody else said, make sure you're saying the right thing. Changing a couple words around can change the entire meaning. And that got done quite a bit. I was pretty surprised that there was that many people that did that. But, they had bad intentions to begin with. So what they did was they took something that was, I mean, we agree on the same thing. There was one guy I was just talking about 10 minutes ago. I said, God, give me a chance to go give you an excerpt from that podcast or from the live stream because we agree, we're on the same page. You just flipped it around or you heard somebody else flip it around. And then it starts this big cascade. I've never had to talk to an audience where there's 10,000 people in a room all at one time. And I didn't realize when I went through it, I counted up all the hearts. I counted up all the mean faces and all the smiling faces and all the hugs and all that thing. It was a ratio of out of every 200, there was an asshole. I'm just going to be honest with you. Out of every 200 sweet, kind, honest, sincere people, there was one asshole out of all that. And I had 10,000 people on at one time yesterday. So count up how many those are. Okay. So I think that's ridiculous. It's coming from all over the country though. So it's not like they're all like in one city. God, I hope not. That would be a horrible place to live. But anyway, let's try to be a little more constructive. Think about the family. If you don't like coming on here and if you can't help and you can't offer constructive criticism, do not come on here. You're just wasting your time. It's really not fair. And it's not helping anybody do anything. And it ain't making you look good. I can tell you that right now. It is not making you look good. So let's, if you want to stay up with us, stay engaged, and we'll try to get some stuff up. There may be some things we may just post periodically, but we'll try to go live so we can answer questions. I'm not going to be answering questions. I'll answer this one right here. Where's Patrick? Patrick's not going to be on. Tonight was going to be a night he was going to let everybody air out their grievances and their differences. We talked to the attorney about that, and he's like, no, don't waste your time doing that. Let's stay focused on what you're supposed to do. We're trying to get this done. If we're going to convince a judge and we're going to convince the courts that this family needs to be back together, and we've acquired the right dwelling for them, and we've got the right situation, stay focused on that. Don't waste another minute on that stuff. So I thought that made a lot of sense. That's why you got my ugly face on here tonight. So sorry to disappoint you. But you guys will have to fight about that somewhere else at another time. We're going to stay optimistic. We're going to try to keep the family optimistic, and we're going to work towards that. Be thinking about them in your prayers and thoughts, folks, and keep praying for Timmy and Ray and Lorraine. I'm hoping that they're kind of getting used to where they're at right now and that they're calmed down. I know it was a very stressful thing for them, but I'm sure they're being taken very good care of right now, and they're in a good place right now. So y'all take care. We'll talk to you soon. And again, thank you to all you people who've been awesome out there. I've gotten some private messages that have just made my day. And I've got some messages on here. Some people defended us. Some people that, let's just say, you've restored my hope in humanity. And just never seen anything like this before. But it's all going to be good in the end. Take care. Bye.